My man Jack.
Yeah.
Jack.
Yeah. Hey. New York win.
Yeah, see? I think it's an easy pick.
It's a close. I'd go with 3-2 to be fair. It's going to be close, but New York, easy clap. We got Fitz. Dude can play everything.
I think New York's on the upswing. You know, they've got momentum.
Yeah.
They're feeling it. They look good on Rush. I think this could be as a series where they're going to be able to force Rush mirrors, and we thought that would be a strength for Toronto, but so far it hasn't been. Toronto, I feel like they've honestly not looked better and better. It's kind of been rockier and rockier. It feels like other teams have leveled up while they've been more static.
Yeah, I mean, Toronto, I think everybody expected to do extremely well, especially with a lot of them being picked up for Team USA. You're like, okay, this is kind of like additional practice in a way, right? Which is practicing for the World Cup. But New York have kind of come out of the gate swinging. A team that people really didn't expect to do well. I mean, you're still sitting at, what, a 3-5 scoreline? But the last few games that they played, like, Creative's been on fire. Lep's had some really decent performances. We've seen Fitz also swap to support, back to DPS. I mean, Psycho, when he gets to play the Mei, I mean, this team, secret dark horse potential, I think.
Yeah, I think they've definitely come together really well. Lep and Creative, their synergy has been on point. And I feel like this series is going to be decided by Rush mirrors. Who's better at it? I think both teams have some claims to strength here. And I think it's going to decide the series. I think, honestly, Lijiang is going to be a really telling opener, although it's a bit of a wonky one. Like, yeah, you're going to play a lot of Rush here, but you're going to do some weird, cheesy stuff. Toronto, I will say, they have looked really solid playing the sim comps. Hydron, you going to do this to me, bro? Okay,
Sim is the perfect... Come on. You got to play Sim on this map.
I wanted to see the giant. There's a fun cheese you can do with the TP out of spawn, and then your Junkrat beats the enemy sim to her TP spot, but...
Oh, boom, boom. Just
just
mines.
hit the whole team, but... Okay, New York's gonna play... What is this? He's got a lineup?
Wait, he's
and they're on Doomfist?
Wait,
this is zany.
Oh, if they came out at Choke, it would have been wicked.
Yeah, but they are gonna play this...
TP and Mei.
I'm not a huge fan of New York's comp. I think this is weird.
They're gonna get rolled by the turrets, and then good luck killing anybody.
Yeah.
It's going to be really tough.
Especially for Fitz on the Sojourn. I think this is very hard with Reinhardt. I mean, this Reinhardt shield is just never going to break. I just don't see it.
At least you get free charge off of the Ryan shield and the wall, I guess. I don't know. It's tough. Good walls initially from Speedly. Double headshot.
Jesus, he's scary with this.
3-point cap from Defiant, though. And yeah, good luck.
This is where it starts to get really hard. How do you ever cap? I mean, Kaluja's not going to die. He's going to defend those sim turrets with his life.
And you're never going to get Mega Punch either, realistically. I mean, they're just going to keep... I mean, he's got Mega Punch now, okay. Me when I lie. I mean, okay, Kellen has to back up, but he's taking infinite damage.
Oh,
yeah, this is rough, man.
Let's play the Rush mirror, man. That's not a good comp. Okay, never Kappa. I lied. Fitz, we knew he was going to find that.
We are all trolling on this broadcast, live. Nice little punch, puts down shield for a moment, but he's getting microwaved by the turrets. You got to take him out, otherwise Kellen is just not going to have a good time. Oh, he looked up to try and kill them. Oh,
Power Black's not going to save you from that.
Yeah, big reset. Was it Excelsior? Maybe change? I mean, they've got Nano, but you just got to change something else, surely.
Yeah, maybe Genji I think would be like the most straightforward swap here, but I don't know if Psycho is really that much of a Genji player, and honestly with Doomfist as well, I'm just not a fan. I think this map is so good for the sim comp. It's so hard to evict them. I mean, Fitz even got an opening kill that fight. It's just not enough. I just don't see any openings. Like when New York is literally just AFKing. It just pisses me off.
Well, there's the Nano. Oh, and Mei just pops the block. Good pulse block though from Psycho. That'll do. But Ultraviolet's just kind of hanging out on the high ground. Use the window on himself. No one else. Just being selfish with it. That's what I like to see. Kellen trying to get some pressure down the back line again, but without a Nano, without the Mega Punch, it's very hard to get a lot of damage down, let alone a kill. Sound barriers from both teams. Kellen inserts himself into the team fight again, but just getting microwaved by the turrets. Gets out alive as Fitz opens the fight up with a kill onto Hydron. Good shadow onto Kellen, and even a Blizzard on top. And now Excelsior have no front line, and with Fitz, with one overclock, he's going to have to turn this fight or it's going to be mad. Oh, what a boot by OG, and yeah, I mean, that's over. It's really over.
All right, who's coaching this team? I'm taking over, guys. Get off this comp. This sucks, man. You got to play Rush. It's Lijiang. TP to the point. It's broken. Yeah, I mean,
Goodbye, Kellen.
This is a weird pick. New York overthinking it, I think, for sure. They're going to need to win the mirror to win this series. You pick Lijiang Tower, you shouldn't, I mean, like, why, like, you want the Rush mirror. Like, you play another map if you want to play Sojourn, you want to play Dive. Like, New York, making me regret my pick already. I'm not, and I mean, Toronto's laughing. They're thinking the same thing I'm thinking. Like, what are you doing, guys? Like,
that's exactly what he was miming. It's like, what is the team doing?
Yeah,
it's a free man.
Oh, okay, please, New York. All right. That was we threw that one away because we were so confident at New York. We knew for sure we were going to win the Rush Mirrors. We said, you know, you guys can have this map. We're just going to mess around on that one. This is the map. We get real. I'm not going to lie, I'm a fan of the Rein sim. I've been converted to a Rein believer when initially I'd given up on this hero in the face of Ramatra, but I think when the sim comes into play, Rein looks so much more deadly, and they're going to hold on to their TP as well, go to the point, and just try to get another mid-fight cap.
Leb didn't hit the rollout there. I was curious if he was going to try for it and then just boot people into the drink, but didn't even attempt to. It's just a TP to the bridge. Now the stall can begin.
Yeah, Fitz is pretty scary here. If he finds a pick, that will probably... Oh my, even hits the headshot, but doesn't one hit anymore.
Yeah, does not. Thank goodness for that.
Yeah, for real.
Nice little fire strike there onto Fitz and the rest of the team. York Excelsior just still hunting, fishing for these railgun shots. Look at this damage that Kellen's taken though, Jay. I mean, his Nemesis form had to be caught. He has to put his arms up, but there's the pick on the Hydron again. 3 fights already now. Fitz has done that to Hydron. Gotta watch your head. Same with you, Speedly. And there's the fight taken over by Excelsior.
Yeah, I think Kellen almost went down there, but the Delta split getting off the point. The downside of that TPing the point strategy is you give the other team this whole wide area here on the guard, and they're able to take this beautiful concave spread on you and poke you from all angles. Makes it much harder to deal with those icicles from Mei. Sojourn getting headshots. Toronto looking like they might want to do a TP. Now Kalush just helping everybody cross. They are just going to make the rotate a little faster with that fight on the point. I want to see them make a fast rush here, but look at these 3 doors. It's so much harder to catch somebody with a Mei wall.
Window fire strike. There's the wall. And the window comes out too, instantly destroying one of those pillars. But look at the Ramatra. Oh, didn't see Kellen coming. Ball's going to come out, however, from the Toronto Defiant, so they can avoid a lot of that damage from Excelsior, who have been completely split. But Fitz, again, this guy kind of carrying some of these fights with the picks he's getting. That wall from Hydron not meaning all too much, even though that annihilation was isolated from the rest of the squad.
Yeah, another great team fight from New York, managing to win into the symbol, which is typically one of the stronger ults in this mirror. Fitz just fearlessly walking over it with no respect and finds an opening pick there. So once again, Toronto's going to reset, but they're able to take fights at a very fast pace here. Already back to the point, and you know, I didn't even say 2 sentences. Maybe
TP shatter. No TP available just yet. There's the wall. Oh, Psycho, no block potentially. I mean, you would take that. 1 shatter kill. Well, no kill just yet. There's a sound barrier and a lamp to try and save Private Fitz. He does slide away, but he is pretty low, and that will mean Toronto Defiant are going to cap the point as Kellen also got off. And what a block! Actually stopping Kellen from escaping. Unfortunately, the block ran out in the end, and Kellen gets his revenge. A Blizzard on the point to try and even the tides, and they do just that. And with a point in control of the Defiant, if they don't lose any more here, they might be able to stall for a little bit extra. Hydron dead, it's all up to Speed. Need to try and find picks or find anything in this fight, waiting for their tank to come back.
The window, very scary, but a beautiful wall from Psycho, cutting off Speedily just at the end of the ice fight.
Oh,
Kalush is back. He wants a piece of this fight.
Nice window, though. Can they actually take down Kalush? That's the question. Fire strike through the enemy window. No amp damage, luckily enough. As Creative's just pounding away at Kalush's shield, eventually falls. And that should be the point flip, you would imagine. Not after Defiant stalled out for a little bit longer, though. In fact, they're going to deploy a window, too. Okay, Speedy gets booped off the map. The wall, sorry, not the window. 2 pieces of housing.
Windows, walls, a lot of construction going on from both teams.
The construction
considering opening some businesses and building. Any builders, any building fans?
Any builders in chat? I love how Overwatch has kind of ascended to the point where we're just building structures in various places.
I know we have the Bastion Lego skin. I want like a Lego Mei wall and a Lego Sim wall.
Oh, and when it explodes,
the wrecking ball lines, but they're all little Legos on the floor that hurt you when you step on them.
Hey, Lego, hit us up. Our line's open.
But so many ults here for New York. This should be just like an easy closing out fight for them. I can't see Toronto winning this. OG on 1 HP. Oh my god.
No, Fitz has got the overclock. Kalush taking a pounding in the front line. Teleporter has been dealt with, so no cheeky flanks here for the Toronto Defiant. Now they have to deal with this sound barrier. Kellen didn't receive the sound barrier though, but the Annihilation and that Nemesis form did manage to see him through the fight. Now a Blizzard isolating Toronto Defiant off of the point. The lamp's pretty crucial in keeping Speedy alive, same with Kalush, but they're just taking too much damage. There's no chance for Kalush to really do anything here. And another clutch call from Psycho to separate Speedly from the rest of his team. And that will be Excelsior tying control up.
All right, no lie, Toronto played that fight incredibly well. I mean, they were up against 4 ults. They should have just gotten smoked there, and they were dancing so well, just playing the fight individually perfectly, but there's just an overwhelming ult after ult after ult. Now there's a Blizzard, and now there's another Shatter. You know, it's too much for Toronto to win that fight, but they played impressively well. And honestly, this third map, I think, is probably the best one of the 3 for that sim. Speedily trying to cross.
Oh, he got him. Oh, he's blocked not in time.
See you, little bro.
Kill.
Go to the water. Now smart, good awareness, knowing the spawner's coming back on time. So Lep, very experienced, aware Lucio player on his specialist hero, able to have a great performance. Now, once again, Fitz, he's got to find these opening kills. When you play hitscan into sim, the pressure's on you, and this is such a close range map. Hanzo does not have much space to work with. That sim is going to get fully torqued and tear people apart here.
Get some wicked wall bounces though with the Storm Arrows. Nice flank already, forcing the ice block out of Speedly. Now just Fitz pretty free to do whatever he chooses. OG trying to step up to the plate. Can he get it? Oh, the movement's good. The Mega Pack available to Fitz and a quick leap onto the high ground. But no speed boost or a life now for OG to escort his team around with. And Fitz just tracking on Yuvi's head there. Nice little triple kill for the Hanzo.
Yeah, and the problem is once Fitz works his way onto that flank, when OG goes to respond to him, even though, sure, that's like you're kind of trading 1 for 1 with the DPS, not that bad. Really, the problem is that you're lacking the speed boost, and your Ryan, your Symmetra, you really rely on that speed. So sending your Lucio to mark a flanker is an extremely costly investment, and it cost Toronto the fight that time.
Only that window available for Toronto Defiant. Pretty nice place to use it though, up on this high ground, but Kalush is thinking something different. Just going on the fight, creative caught unawares. And the Toronto Defiant just mowing down Excelsior. Look at all the health bars just evaporating from the screens. And there we go. Nice bang. Speed boost and flank, and like you said, you lose your Lucio or he's not in the fight, you're not going to do too well in the Ryan comp, but when he's with the team, it's all good.
That's a huge error from Creative, frankly. He should just never get caught by that. He should have been right with the Hanzo, playing the high ground. You know, there's just various tricky positions you can play, but that's a spot you really should never find yourself on Batiste there. So, especially with no long-range hit scan, you're not worried about sitting up on the high ground and just poking away. So, tough error. Toronto going to rush again, but great defensive Maywall from Psycho. And the Dragon Fitz
with a double Dragon. Yeah, defensive Maywall there from Psycho, just pinned everybody in. Double Dragon kill. Feeling pretty good. And I wonder if Toronto Defiant are going to commit anything here. I doubt it, but another kill from Kalush would be nice. At least it's something, I suppose. But just stalling at the point now.
Fitz is scary on this Hanzo, man. He is looking very sharp, great ult placements. Been a real bright spot for this team. And I mean, this is a team with Shockwave on the backbench and the long-range hit scan. I mean, they really have a surfeit of talent on that role. And now Toronto, things are looking a little bit harder for them. They got like a free team fight there, but then they just give it right back. So this time, I wonder if, okay, the team's positioned a little bit more aggressively around Creative this time. Make it hard to rush him.
This is formed, there's the window, Blizzard somewhere. I couldn't tell you where, I'm going to be honest. Fitz with the Storm Arrows. Nice couple of kills. Blizzard is doing so much work. Man, I will say, sometimes on these maps, it's very hard to spectate. Props to the spectators, because the double wall, sim wall, and then Blizzard, and there's just so many things.
What do you mean, bro? I know exactly what's going on.
Yeah, I'm sure.
No, it was a great Batiste wall from Creative there, putting in a ton of heals, so there's just no way for Kalush to put any damage down, then the Blizzard on his head. And now, I mean, it's really Kalush Shatter needs to open this up, but can be pretty hard. Everyone's split. I like this position from Creative, nice playing that high ground. No way, really, for anybody on Toronto to get to that Batiste and deal with them.
Team cast the joke. Don't want to suffer from Psycho's Maywall, but Kalush is suffering, and not from success. There's the Dragon Strike and the Sound Barrier. The Shatter's decent, but in fact, it's not at all. Psycho just blocked it. All good. Annihilation is going to tear Kalush apart, and that will be the round and map. Just like that. I mean, there's a wall, and there's a Lucio. He does kill the Batiste, and OG finds another one, but it's just bad against the world. And he ends up going down. A nice little 7,000 DPI switch.
Thanks for that, Lep. Appreciate that, bro.
Excelsior
with motion sickness is like, get me out.
Excelsior with the map #1.
Dude, it actually kills me when Lucio's hit the DPI switch and starts spinning. Like, I can't take it, man.
It just hurts my brain.
Everybody's very calm and focused right now because no one moves for 3 seconds. They hold perfectly still.
Everybody's chilling. I mean,
Okay.
what a map to take. I mean, this was the map for this comp, really, to hunker down on the Toronto Defiant. They ended up just losing the next two.
Trolling this now, like actually
Sure,
trolling.
yeah.
Like
Yeah,
this is
the
not a
comp's
good
not
comp, you guys. You can't win with this. I mean, you can, but the execution difficulty is so difficult. There's sim turrets, no one wants to shoot those. Then you've got the Baptiste and the Lucio in the back with a really safe position. Really easy for them to juke you and boop you off the map. I just don't like the dive comp whatsoever on that map. Unless you're gonna play something zany, you know, get the Far Mercy out, okay, or whatever, like a Genji, you're gonna go crazy full diving, okay, but yeah, the Doomfist was not it for me. But again, I said about this series, the better Rush team's gonna win it.
Yeah, there you go. Well, we'll see some more Rush, I'd imagine, on Blizzard World. Toronto Defiant's pick after the break. We'll see how it goes down. See you in a bit.
down in the car. One time, give it all. Bust it open hard. Let me see you try. Get down in the car. One time, give it all. Bust it open hard. Let me see you try. Hustle, baby, we hustle. What the, oh my.
York Excelsior taking the first map, 2-1. A few substitutions to get through first before we get into anything else. Sam is in, Shockwave in, and Fitz swapping over to support.
Yeah, likely we're going to see Fitz on the Brig. I think for Toronto's side, picking Blizzard World, kind of similar to what we saw from Vancouver last series, that they want to play a diva map. I think Kalush, more comfortable on the off tanks. I think Kellen taking him away from the rush, away from the Winston. Maybe they can play Winston here. New York has run some weird comps, honestly, that I've been criticizing them in the green room for running on this map. Like, I don't know, very strange stuff like Winston, Hanzo. Like, don't play that, please. But I want to see New York if they can just match on the diva. I mean, the diva, honestly, it has become dominant on Blizzard World. I think you have the option to play full dive on defense, but I like those diva styles. Or just mix it up and play a full rush style. I wouldn't hate to see that either, since Toronto is very likely just going to commit to a diva style.
Yeah, you'd expect that if you're New York. Well, no, soon enough as well. Toronto are on the defense. Their choice of map, of course, as they lost the first one. I much prefer this format too, where the losers do end up choosing the maps, and it can make a difference, especially in the last game. My God, it was like, I feel like sometimes there is a curse when you do pick your favorite map or your favored map, you end up losing on it. We saw that in the last series. Could potentially go that way here. We'll see if this one can go to a map 5 as well. We already had one banger today, why not another? And it will be, like you said, it will be the Diva, OG on the Brig, and Ultraviolet on that Ana. So lots of logs coming in from Sam, hopefully. We'll see if New York want to run the same thing. I wouldn't be too surprised though, like you said, Kellen, just whack himself on Diva.
Yeah, I think he probably should, and just take a mirror. If you're York Excelsior, you might have to. I think the open question is whether you'd rather play a Sombra Tracer, but since it's Shockwave, I'd expect him to see on these long-range hit scan. That's his comfort zone.
Okay, trolled by the Life Weaver.
I'm not a fan of this play. I mean, I guess it worked in the last series, so you know what? Just go for it.
It works.
But somebody stepped on the platform. Who did it? Well, we'll never know. Probably the Tracer or something blinked over it.
Oh! What?
Okay, snipe down.
That wasn't even a headshot. That
Must have been like UV spamming him too. Like, I don't. That's very weird.
Guess so, yeah. I mean, one shot from the Ana plus a body shot with the Hanzo would kill.
Yeah, I think it's exactly a kill with no heals, which probably they were not expecting that. So,
well, there you go.
Nice opener.
First kill. Feels good, man. He's back in just a moment though, as long as he doesn't get insta headshot again.
Just going to be slowing the pace down. Both teams really just going to be putting a ton of faith in their Hanzos, finding the opening pick. This is a map where it's kind of hard to open up the team fight a lot of times. You're going to see Kellen try for it, but yeah, so far nothing big happening.
You said this high ground is so tough to assail. Good sleep from Creative. Checking Speedly. Now that high ground, a little bit easier to take control of now as Fitz and Creative don't need to worry about Tracer kind of tickling them in the back. Oh, those shots. So close.
Big nade as well into the supports.
And Sam ends up falling.
Oh.
This looks like point.
They're falling apart.
Supports are under pressure now. OG does get the boop away onto Ultraviolet. They are keeping themselves alive. Another good nade is going to do it, by the looks of it. Yes, and just Galuge dying on the payload.
Great play from Kellen on the Diva. Dives into the back line, but he's got no assistance. He's not actually trying to get a kill. Just puts a ton of pressure on Ultraviolet and OG, and then uses a full 2-second Matrix. Galuge can't get a single heal. He dies easily. Textbook plays, and Sam gonna switch over to the Sombra here on the second point. I think that's probably sort of why they have him in to bring it over onto the Sombra as the map goes on, but you got to be worried for Toronto. That's not the way you want to lose that first game.
Yeah, I mean, Creative also going to set them up with nades plus the sleep, especially on Tracer. Like, that's insta kill.
Yeah, Johnny was flaming speed pretty hard on his stats.
He was actually.
I will not do because I am worse with Tracer than Speedily, but it is looking kind of rough for them. Psycho, not necessarily like one of the best Tracers in the league, but solid, a decent performer. And overall, I think this is really a team play difference. New York has looked hot recently in Toronto. I feel like they've been struggling, getting worse and worse even.
Slowly but surely moving this payload. God, this point B is just pain. All right, what you got for us? Speedily. Pulse bomb in hand. Rally from OG fairly early in response to the Dragon Strike. Speedy's gonna have to make some use of this overhealth. He's got the Hanzo in his sights. Can he land the stick? He can. Pulse bomb lands. Shockwave dead. Nano on the Brig too as OG fights for his life on the point. Now the EMP was good. Kellen's gonna be able to get the remake though after the self-destruct. The EMP didn't interrupt that, and Fitz and Psycho end up staying alive. Kellen not so much though, although a full Matrix to make sure he gets out of that one alive.
Yeah, nice body block from Kalush. Almost gets the DMAG on Kellen, but not quite enough. And New York's the ones back on card. They're pushing and making progress. Creative getting dove, but again, great awareness, great saves. Toronto, they need to actually get a clean wipe here. If you don't find that, the Hanzo is just, he's pecking, he's poking away at you, and eventually he will find kills.
Psycho got the pulse bomb. I mean, he's looking straight at Kaluge right now. Either getting a DMAC or getting the stick onto the D.Va can result in that. No response of a nano from Ultraviolet is available, so they got to be wary. Nice anti-nade. Psycho doesn't want to burn that recall, so he ends up just backing off, and Speedy's dead. Sleep on Kaluge too. Backline's going to be vulnerable, and Psycho's trying to make an incision here. He spots one support. Ooh, almost gets a dirty one on Ultraviolet. Flings a pulse on the stairs. Damage is good, but no, the packs are coming out from OG to keep Ultraviolet alive. Nothing Psycho could do there to take one of them out. Adamantium at the moment is the backline of the Toronto Defiant. OG taking a quick nap, but no follow-up. Take a kill.
Yeah, and without Shockwave now, it is a 5v4. It's going to be a very long respawn. Kellen, packed, naded, getting low. OG wants to clean this up with a rally. Will he find the kills, though? New York is kiting really well, and kind of a wasted rally from OG.
Yeah, that health, that over-health is going to disappear in a moment. I mean, it's already disappeared away from Speedly, who's getting shot at, but now a nano and a rally coming up from Fitz, the York Excelsior. EMP for Sam. This fight is stalled out for so long. He's generated another ultimate. Well, he's been detected, but it's all good. Slips straight past Psycho. And looking for the ring. EMP. Lands. Nano onto Fitz, but he just got deleted.
Goodbye, my friend. Yeah, just didn't live at all. I think all 5 players on the Defiant just firing down into the brig, instantly bursting him. It's a nice EMP fight, and Toronto, I mean, now they're looking really solid. This hold, Shockwave has not found any cracks in it, any picks. To be fair, it does get really hard here by the end of second point to play the Hanzo. Most teams do switch off, but Shockwave, I think he's a little bit more committed than most to the long-range hit scan. Some of the weaknesses for New York, that they aren't as flexible. Toronto, they really want to make a hold here, and this is New York's moment, so I think if Toronto can use their ults here and stall it out, they're going to be looking really good on the map.
Classic Dragon Strike on the high ground. OG and Ultraviolet sent pretty low. The pulse one flung up by Speedly, ends up going wide, but still Kellen in trouble. Just perma-hacked it feels like, but it's all good. Now you've got the rally, the overhealth, everything. Kaluge has only got so much Matrix. There's a lot of incoming fire on Kaluge. It needs to be kept up. OG's the one that was actually nanoed, and a beautiful double Blinkerton into the stick. Ultraviolet dead. Kellen is traded, but there's still a lot of point presence here from Excelsior. With Psycho being hacked, he needs to find at least another kill here to make this even, but the longer you stall this out, the better it is for the Toronto Defiant. And even with that one pick, I mean, Ultraviolet's already back with the heals. 30 seconds to go for Excelsior to try and get the second point.
Yeah, picking up Kellen in the mech, I think was just too much here. Now New York, they need to just like reset this. Like, I don't know why Fitz is doing this. I don't think there's any way he can actually, I guess he's just threatening, but this is looking really rough for New York. They're getting bullied and constantly checked on the respawn. They will have some kind of opening here with the nano, but Sam, he's got that EMP 10% away.
Yeah.
If this dive goes well, that'll be the end of it for New York.
Sam's EMP charge rate looking really good right now. EMP coming up. Oh, the nano from, nano onto Fitz as he was bashing away, so now not really in range to hit anybody. At least he's getting some damage onto Kaluge, but Sam, like you said, waiting in the back lines with the EMP. He's just walking towards Fitz. That's the target they wanted. No rally for Excelsior now, as Toronto Defiant should be able to hold. A recall from Psycho. They've got the ult, but just no bodies on the point. The Dragon Strike is good for a little bit of damage, but that's just about it. They will eventually kill Kellen and Creative, and the payload stops in what is quite a classic point in this season, just before that second.
Remember right when Blizzard World came out, the end of that second point was like an extra 10 meters further. It was hell. It was like impossible to cap. I actually need a summoning circle to cap that back in the day. But now it's a little bit more doable. Still though, Toronto making this hold looks great for them. I feel like for New York, it's a bit of a mistake to stay on the Hanzo. I mean, he's poking away, but you're all on that low ground. You're so vulnerable to getting dove. Your Tracer has such a hard time because she doesn't really get too much assistance on the dive. You know, D.Va kind of needs to be pushing car. Tracer most times going in solo. There was that stick from Psycho. I mean, like, that's the moment you need to cap if you're in New York, but the trade came in and Kellen died while D.Va bombing. So the power of that Somber Tracer, they're so good at just, you know, constantly having somebody harassing you, always somebody pressuring you. You never have that clean moment to just push forward and find a kill. So Shockwave, that's his weakness as a player. I think that he's going to be very committed to playing these long-range hit scan. This is an unfortunate moment of discoordination.
Yeah, I mean,
You're powered up.
Fitz,
Get in there.
nanoed, but He got antied at the same time, and that is just how the dude evaporated. I mean, hitting the nade there from UV, it's a pretty easy one in realistically, because you can't hold the shield up when you're EMP'd, so you're sitting there just so on your own, on a little island. It's really rough.
It's one of the weaknesses of the Hanzo. You don't really have a threat to get the Ana and break off high ground the way you do if you're running a stronger dive of your own. You know, if you have your own EMP, then Ana's going to be kind of scared to be so close to a D.Va. But with the Hanzo, you're just out of LOS. You feel happy about that. And, you know, it's so easy to stand above their head, drop a nade on the EMP. I mean, that's kind of textbook. So New York, they're going to have to make a really strong defense here. I think getting a few fight wins on first point is paramount to having a good chance to win on Blizzard World.
Both teams on Hanzo now. Wrap around from the Toronto Defiant, trying to try and push the backline of the Excelsior onto the low ground.
Does this wrap work on this map? I mean, I feel like New York's going to just flip the map and take this attacker side, but I guess that's better for the attackers.
Oh, nice
I'm
nade.
not that convinced.
Oh, can they kill Shockwave? Good sleep onto Kellen, can't Matrix. Nice kill onto Shockwave, followed up with a nade. That's a really nice play from Ultraviolet. Getting two key abilities there to open this one up. And now you're on high ground. You're feeling pretty safe right now if you're Ultraviolet. Jumping down to the point anyway, as he was maybe a little bit scared of Kellen pushing him out, but 2 ticks, maybe a third if they're not careful. Kellen and Fitz currently juggling it, same with Psycho. But no, there goes the point. Kellen flew way too high.
Yeah, that's an unfortunate mistake. I guess that fight probably isn't going your way once the Hanzo falls, but yeah, that is, honestly, it's looking like the map for Toronto. Like, I mean, that's a very early call, but it's extremely bad for New York. I mean, this is very, very hard to come back from, especially on the Hanzo mirror. I mean, on defense, you know, like, what are you going to do? You're going to win the Hanzo mirror, like, 10 fights in a row? I mean, at some point, Sam is going to get a headshot on somebody.
Log, exactly.
This is why I like that Toronto was more ready to swap off. I don't feel as bad for Toronto keeping this comp in a mirror. I think it's when the Sombra comes out that the Hanzo feels much more punished, feels more pressure because there's that second diver coming in, and now you're on and break. Can't just heal each other. They have to heal a third guy who doesn't really contribute defensively.
Yeah, we'll see if Shockwave does end up switching over to a Sombra in a minute.
Kellen looks so alone here. He's not going to be able to hold fire like this.
Yeah, not like Punk could, that's for sure. We're just peering over the high ground, and already the Payload's nearing that final red box of victory. Nice little anti-nade, but Speedy will shake it off.
I mean, this is going to be like one fight on this map.
Yeah, it is. Literally one fight.
Kellen is like, no way you can hold car like this. Their setup is really rough from New York. It doesn't look good at all. They're just like praying that Shockwave finds a pick, but now Toronto's like, all right, we're in the last fight. We've got 5 ults. They're just going to blow everything. Kellen dives with the nano. Very desperate move.
Oh, no. Yeah, and Ultraviolet just nades himself. Looking towards the Hanzo. Couldn't even finish off Sam. There's a rally. Nano utilized by Excelsior. Even the self-destruct. Can they get a kill onto Kellen? Oh, he's so low. Gets healed in the end, but there's that random log you were talking about. Kills Psycho. And now they're one fight away. Maybe even half a one, to be honest with you. Self-destruct is good for a kill of the brick shield. And zoning everybody away.
Okay, they just got absolutely collapsed.
Look at Sam popping on. Let's go! He's ready.
Let's go.
He's in it. He's in it.
He's got the energy. I like that. I like that. Look at him. He's mocking him. He's mocking him right now. I can tell he's talking smack. I like that. I respect that. I mean, honestly, that's what Toronto need. They needed a decisive win. They kind of got beat down in the rush mirror on Lijiang, looking really rough at times when Fitz was kind of free to do what he wants. But this was a map. I mean, Toronto was absolutely uncontested this map. This was not a close map in any stretch of the imagination.
5 minutes after capping first. Also, I'm going to need need someone to lip read what Sam was saying there, or maybe leak the comms.
These guys suck. Let's go.
Let's go. We did it.
I can tell you. I can translate.
Okay, that's good.
These guys are nothing. They're terrible. No, that's the mindset you want to be in this type of match. And no respect for your opponents. You want to play with extreme confidence, be very, very aggressive. I think Toronto, they have looked a little bit rocky. If they can find that energy and snowball it in off of potentially a win in this series off of New York Excelsior, it could be looking really good for them. But a snap pick of Havana here for New York Excelsior. It makes a ton of sense. They look great playing the rush style.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see. Remember, loser of this goes home with no shot at mid-season madness. We're going to jump to a break. Havana up next.
like 0 degrees. I'm out the cage, gotta let out the beast. Revolutionary, gotta let out the streets. Locked in a cage, I'ma let out the. Wake up, get out the sheets. We came for one, man, forget my peace. You take the west, I'll take on the east. I'ma put them in the cage, never let out the. I hear them chat to the noise. Can't stop for the talking. Hot like fire on the pan. If you wanna touch Mount Peace, caution.
Blizzard World was not close.
Not at all.
Yeah, York Excelsior kind of got stomped. Beautiful reaction as well. We got there from Sam, just screaming at his teammate. A lot of expletives, I would imagine, but all good. I mean, we're going to Havana as our next map, Jake, with New York picking, and it will be Toronto defending first. Kind of speaks to what they want to play. Oh, and we would kind of substitutions. Lep in and Hydron in, both for Excelsior and Toronto Defiant. So Hydron being in, not too much of a surprise. A little bit more long-range hit scan coming in, I'd imagine.
Or the sim, honestly. I think Hydron's pretty comfortable on the sim. I think they've looked strong with that comp as well. On Lijiang, though, Fitz did make the long-range hit scan look like the more dominant choice. I'm not opposed to the sim, though. I still think it does work. It's just everyone has to play very clean. Puts a lot of like just consistent pressure and has one of the best DPS ults in the game for these rush mares. I think that sim wall just adds so much. Oh, tragedy. Quick little pee. Little pause.
Little pause.
Talk it over. What are we going to play? Let's rush mare, guys. That's a great idea.
Yeah, that's so good. You should do that.
Shockwave's tapped out. I'm looking in his eyes. He's got like more of a light. He's got more light, so he's fixing something. This is my tech support. You can watch. Just look at the light on his face. Is he restarting if the light's not as bright now? No, I mean,
maybe.
Who knows?
The blue is either for restarting your PC or he just booted up Twitter real quick. Talk some smack on Twitter before you get in.
Yo,
I need to pause.
Yeah, I gotta put some tweets out. We gotta let him know. Maybe let him know. I respect that. I honestly, that's flexing. That's tweeting for the payload energy.
Mid-port, I mean.
Yo. I need a pause. I need a social media pause.
Hang on.
Let me talk to my social media manager. Can we get a couple tweets out? Okay, we're in.
We're in. Enough tweets.
Don Rombotico.
All right.
I play on low graphics, so I've never actually seen that.
I've
There's a bunch of stuff that I see on the broadcast. I'm like, that's so cool. I've never seen that before.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah.
Because I play on 50% render scale, low graphics. It looks like an iPhone.
Yeah, dude, I can't play 50%. I play 100% render scale, but everything's low apart from model.
I used to play on that. People are like, your stream's lagging. I'm like, no, it's just 50% render scale, guys. This is what I play with.
Why is it so blurry, bro? Like,
sometimes the soldier and widow look the same from far away, so you know, you just everyone who looks like a widow, you just kind of have to be worried about him.
So same with the balloons on Blizzard World, actually. They didn't.
Are they gonna play this? No, right? Okay, they're gonna mirror rush. I mean, you could maybe come on the far, but it's too weird. You're gonna lose after the first fight anyway. So it is gonna be a rush mirror, almost 100%. I want to see if Kellen. Okay, no, Kellen back to the ramp. Let's see if this time the map flips. Are you as ready as? Oh, the pre-wall from they watched the last match.
Yeah,
they watched the last match.
They don't want to get caught.
They learned. That's the benefit of playing second.
They got to know, yeah, okay, they heard the Sonic for sure, so they do know that someone is behind them, being Shockwave in the spawn room. They are getting pushed back into this tiny corner, though. Still firing range
their way out of it.
Shockwave
comes out first.
Oh, Lamp's already down, Speedly low. Now the Storm Arrows are unleashed. Had to force that block too. Everything in the kit used by Speedly there to keep himself alive, the rest of the team.
Everyone healthy with Ultraviolet doing a really good job. Keeping everybody fighting.
Although the payload is moving. The payload is moving. All good though.
You're not too worried about it though. A clean team fight, you're going right back into the spawn camp. I don't think this really changes anything in New York. That was a minute off the clock. They went for that rotation. Oh, Toronto is going to back off. I'm kind of surprised about this. I kind of would rather them spawn camp again, but you know, okay, they're not going to go for it.
Yeah, I mean, it's not far
They're still
away.
just going to fight on the car, though, I think. Kalush using that car in the new position as cover, buying yet more time. But I feel this is a harder spot to deal with Shockwave. He's got more windows to find a pick.
Yeah, and you do just have that Payload from the high ground too, which is pretty nice. Annihilation already earned from Kalush. Did a whopping amount of damage last fight, so not too surprised on that one.
Yeah, and he's going to be able to use it so responsibly. I mean, the clock is just ticking. New York, you've got to do something. You've got to open this up. And Toronto, they have no cracks in the armor right now. Absolutely perfect play.
I need a tree planted in someone's head right now. Shockwave needs to find a kill. No, not that kind of tree. Not live view, not live view. There's the window. Annihilation 2. Look at Kalush. Just ran through straight the window and just running them into spawn. There's a Blizzard. Pretty decent. Oh, she almost Ajax in the Blizzard, but manages to keep Kalush alive, at least for a brief moment. With the help of the lab, they should be good. And Speedy returns with a Blizzard of his own. Another nice spawn camp. Wow, Toronto Defiant.
No one has died yet.
Holding it down.
If I'm not mistaken. I'm not looking at the stats, but I'm just pretty sure they have not died. Like, this has been such a clean defense. Finally, they do pop some ults. Kellen should be able to open this up with an Annihilation. But yes, I got confirmation, no deaths. But surely the Annihilation will kill something. Surely.
Clueless. Annihilation available from Kellen, but Hydron is just
Surely, he said.
good with the ult.
Surely, he said.
Hydron with a triple. 1 minute and 30 seconds to go, and the spawn camp continues.
Are they going to get spawn trapped? They might actually get spawn trapped till the end of the map. I mean,
they use their Annihilation, Jake, and the Blizzard.
this is looking so bad. I mean, at any moment, Shockwave can find a kill, but he hasn't so far. It's been Hydron lighting it up.
They have window.
Oh my god, the aggression from Toronto. They smell blood in the water. Disrespecting their opponents, charging forward here.
Uh-oh, you're in that block, but not for long. Gonna make a drink out of you in a minute, Psycho. Oh, he's trying to dodge. Can't dodge all that damage, unfortunately. Couldn't get back to the rest of his team in 60 seconds to go. And Kellen's popped the Nemesis form. He has to get back into spawn. Shockwave just desperately trying to find a kill on an off angle, but it's just not working.
Has there been a no elimination like round yet in the Overwatch League? Like, surely not, right? This is incredible. The card is back at the start. It can't go back anymore, man.
Don't worry, Jake. They got 14.5 meters. All good. Blizzard lobbed in on top of the window, and guess who's isolated? It's Kellen. Does receive the beat though, so crucially he's going to be able to keep himself alive, or with the help of Lep at least. Annihilation for Kaluj, and there's the first kill for Excelsior. But it took a grand total of 3 minutes and 45 seconds. They're in OT, and they're just getting out the spawn.
Oof, that's all I could say. Oof. And you've got Hydron, he's coming up on the overclock, Ultraviolet with that amplification matrix, OG with the sound barrier. I mean, you've got all the tools here. Kellen, sure, you've got an Annihilation, but I mean, this has to be clean for New York. They have to somehow win this team fight without losing players. I just don't see that happening. I mean, it's almost impossible, right? Surely,
he says, surely. Oh, overclock. I mean, look, if anybody's going to do it, Hydron's going to do it. Overclock available, decides not even to use the window, just grabs the high ground. Creative in trouble, manages to duck out of the way just for the brief moment. However, Hydron still has the overclock. An Annihilation on the point for Kelling, forcing Toronto Defiant all the way back as that beat fades away for Defiance. And now the high ground is firmly in control of the Excelsior. They're slowly getting this payload moving forward, and Hydron actually gets a taste of his own medicine as Shockwave rips his own ultimate, and overclock squaring up to Hydron. A good punch from Kalush will send him flying, but Kellen way more healthy than Kalush, and they're going to be able to capture the first point.
And that's Toronto with 3 ultimates. Can't get anything done versus just Annihilation. I don't know how that can really happen. I think Toronto is like slipping up in a major way to make that a possibility. Just not finding anything for Hydron, not finding anything off the window, not finding anything off the beat. I mean, Toronto, they started off so strong, but could they be crumbling after an opening like that?
That's when you cut to black, and can they be crumbling? Find out on next week's episode.
Yeah.
The Overwatch.
You have to pay, guys. You have to pay to see what happens next.
All right, Toronto, what you got for us? You've already wrapped on the high ground. That Blizzard, though, looking pretty clean, but Hydron from the side takes down Shockwave. Sound barrier from Excelsior, even with a person down. Now high ground control working out really well. Even Hydron coming out with a kill isn't going to matter.
And the great start that Toronto had doesn't mean much, but Hydron, he's still on fire. He's still activated. Not on fire because it doesn't exist anymore, but soon.
Soon, TM.
But metaphorically on fire. Let's see, Kaluj, he's got to get that last 20% here. I think this, again, good potential fight for Toronto, but the retake is very scary here.
Oh my, Cheerios from Lep there. Oh, Cheerios from Lep. Wow, crazy damage. Oh, OG try and get the 2v1. But Shockwave Lep have already come up with final blows. And with a minute to go, Kellen is going to be the savior of Excelsior right now. If he can get this Annihilation online and stall out Kaluj's. He's still taking damage on Psycho, who's forced to pop the block. And there's the later Annihilation from Kellen. Kalush is all on his lonesome on the point. Excelsior, on what looked like a disastrous full hold, have managed to claw themselves back. Second point unlocked, and now the siege begins.
And to be honest, Jaws, like, this is one of the things that can mentally break a team. When you start off so strong, You were almost full holding them in the spawn. You were like that close to this like legendary domination of a defense, and now you're like at a below average hold, facing down a potential New York cap. I mean, the divergence from that, right, is such a huge mental swing. It's hard to deal with as a player. You gotta be like, okay guys, we gotta reset mentally. It's easier said than done.
Go again. Hydron's looking to tap that reset button, or tap on a couple of heads maybe. Overclock. I mean,
Again.
he can't even find any angs here at all.
Try.
Oh, tries to get Lev, but Lev dodging out of the way, and those Cheerios do be hurting. There's the Dragon Strike onto the bridge. Sound barrier, luckily though, for Toronto Defiant. It's going to keep them in this, keep them competitive on this payload. 1 minute and 20 seconds to go now. They just got to stall out on this bridge, at least bring it to overtime. Speedly just walking through mud there, that vortex. He's trying to get in a position to use this blizzard. He gets the wall onto the tank, but Kellen's just going to drop to the low ground.
Yeah, window comes out from Ultraviolet, gonna buy a little bit of time, but I think we're gonna see Toronto kind of reset and give up everything but the choke, try and hold in last. Kalush, he doesn't want to do it, but I think he's gonna be forced to with now it's New York taking sort of any position they want here on the map. Speedily does have the blizzard, so you're gonna have to be watching out for that as Kellen. Very easy to be caught by that May wall here in the choke.
See if Shockwave manages to get up here. Oh, nice vortex. Wow, dragged him back down to earth there. Trying to keep him humble. Sound barrier, stopping that blizzard, but there's nothing stopping those headshots, even while Speedly's jumping. Lep though, Lev is still finding damage, and Shockwave manages to reclamber back on that high ground and take care of Hydron. I mean, he's been the main damage source so far, but the spawn positions are so close for Toronto Defiant. They use that annihilation, forced Psycho all the way back. A flank from Kalush kills Creative, and now we're in last fight.
Yeah, you can't afford to die right now. Psycho, he's in big trouble. Hydron over to the Widow. This one I like, though, because your opponents are going to be so desperate. But hold on. Kellen still has an ult. Psycho didn't die. This is looking like a potentially winnable fight.
Kellen. Someone's got to heal Psycho, though. He's on 1 HP right now. you got to get him up back to full HP. Annihilation is being stalled out. Toronto Defiant not letting that one get value. A high ground Dragon isn't going to do all too much. Now Hydron trying to pick people off. Beautiful flank there from Shockwave, but he's staring down the barrel of Hydron, but Kellen is just pushing through this choke point. Shockwave may have died, but with Kalush dead, I mean, Toronto, they have to find kills. They've just got to. But Lev is making sure Ultraviolet cannot heal the rest of the team. Look at Lev checking Ultraviolet right now. What a psycho.
He's dancing.
Overtime. Kalush is back on the Doomfist. Hey, Excelsior, pretty familiar with overtime on that first point, but capping in this situation is unprecedented. A sound barrier is good for 2, but it is Shockwave on the Widowmaker. It's going to help Kellen find these kills. A Blizzard's decent, but a headshot onto Speedly, but he's somehow still alive. What is going on? Excelsior cap. Toronto Defiant crumble.
From humble beginnings, and right, so like getting a full cap is great on this map, but I want to emphasize Toronto Defiant almost did like a 14-meter complete domination
with
full hold.
No deaths.
Yeah, it was like a deathless, right? I jinxed them so hard, actually. You're welcome for that, Toronto. Sorry, I had to. I preded New York. I got to give all my Caster Curse powers to New York here, because I mean that defense was looking so clean. Everything was perfect. And then it just fell apart at the seams, and New York snowballed just right back into it once they had the tempo. And I mean, they looked great for the rest of the map. So honestly, if you're Toronto Defiant, that hurts, and it's very hard, I think, to pick yourself up mentally, sort of after the fact, and like actually mentally reset. It's very easy to say, all right, guys, don't worry. I mean, we can do this too, but it's going to be really rough. This is a very above average push, I think, from York Excelsior.
You speak about the mental game of Toronto Defiant there, but if you, on the flip side, think about it, Excelsior, like, we almost got full held, but we capped on Havana. Like, that is a giant mental swing for them too. Like, we can do anything. Like, they must be feeling like Superman right now.
Yeah, and they still played confidently, right? Lep was diving into the back line with Shockwave and Psycho, and like putting in so much pressure on Ultraviolet. He couldn't heal as he wants to, had to use some cooldowns defensively. So really well played by York Excelsior, showing, again, a lot of confidence on this comp that they struggled a bit at the beginning, but they found their footing, and that's what matters in the end. No one's going to remember what Toronto almost did. It's about who wins, who comes away with the series. As Toronto, I think they're going to go for that same flip the map play. We'll see if it works out well this time. Maybe they're going to fight. No. It is a map flip. And again, the wall defensively trying to catch Toronto, but I think they're going to make the rotation okay. Oh my, they're getting up on it. Oh, this is getting weird.
Yeah, getting a little silly with it.
Oh my god.
Oh, what a strange. They didn't try to flank there at all, so it's just a complete square. Dude, where is Lep going?
Oh, he is actually dancing on him. This is like not a good play, but it worked, actually.
Oh, OG's already dead. Showway found his head, and Kellen, one punch, 2 kills.
Oh, you know what would be next level savagery if New York falls?
Oh, if they dude. Oh my.
That would be a beat down.
The crumbling of all crumbling
days. It's one fight. Lev, like, I messed up as well right there and almost got picked off. I think, like, Ultra didn't even realize he should shoot at him. He's like, what? And then Lev comes flying back through to help the team. Actually pulled so much aggro there. So risky, but it worked.
The taunt, that was what it was all about. Oh, Shockwave opening it up again. Someone healed up. Oh, double storm arrow. Okay.
Who is this guy? Checking PC.
Wow. Okay, they did lose Psycho, which is
right.
quite unfortunate.
He was a slow starter on the map, but he found his rhythm. It is. Oh my! Are New York gonna try and fight this without the Mei? They're just gonna 4v5 YOLO in the spawn.
They got it. Look, Shockwave finds a pick.
I mean, this is alpha. Right? Yeah, that's true. Lep, go kill. Wait, he can actually cut it. Oh, speedily. Okay, he doesn't die.
Good speed away from Lep there. Dragon strike straight down the center.
Nice dragon.
Splitting everybody. Can they kill Kalush? Not sure. He's kind of on the sidelines right now. With Kellen's Annihilation, they bought enough time for Psycho to come back. Annihilation on the point, still ticking away, but there's the window. Now you're going to have to worry about these icicles. They will almost insta-kill. Oh, well, there it is. There's the insta-kill onto Creative. No full holds today on Havana so far.
They needed that so badly. Creative was in a great position with the window to just heal everybody, and you know, cutting him down means no more heals for the team, no more resource, can't win a long fight. And in the end, Toronto, they've got a great bank of ultimates to work with. They won that with just the window. New York committing very heavily there, and they're going to be in a bit of trouble, but last time Toronto had 3 ults to 1. It didn't work out too well for them, so we'll see if they can execute more cleanly this time.
Yes, sir. Hydron, what do you got for us, son? What do you got for us? A little bit quiet earlier on. Oh, one headshot, not quite enough to land the second body shot there to get the kill. Still, that sound barrier is good, and now you can just play, well, like a psychopath. But with Leb's sound barrier, that's overclock. It's going to get completely nullified. And now it is Kalush's turn to shine. That Annihilation forcing the ice block, forcing Kellen out of the way. And that will be the first point you would imagine. 1 minute and 15 seconds. These fights have either been completely one-sided or they have just been slugfests.
Yeah, still though, on a macro level, you don't feel that bad about it in New York. You use 2 ults, you get 4 out. Yeah, you lose, but you're going to have everyone in forward spawns. You're going to be able to hold forward on this first choke at the beginning of second point. Set yourself up for a couple solid fights here. I mean, this is a point where we've seen many teams stumble and fall. New York, they just steamrolled right through it, but this is a tough place to be. You can see this low ground. It's very hard to get angles. And Hanzo, Mei, they're going to be free poking you from high ground. So Hydron, he's going to have a hard time even getting rails charged up here. I think especially Sojourn is pretty rough at this point.
Oh, good headshot. Well, we're going to see like a bank shot at one point, and everybody's going to lose their minds. Well, Hydron's still charging his ultimate. Oh, interesting dragon, but ended up working out.
Headshot.
Dude, Shockwave's accuracy on the Hanzo, crazy. Another good headshot there as well with that Storm Arrow mixed with the Sonic. Like you said, Jake, hard for Hydron to really get poke damage done so he can build up a railgun charge.
I like the wrap to the right, though. This is going to give Sojourn maybe a little more options. They're faking it. They're going to go right back down mid.
Okay.
I just feel it's so hard, right? Like, you know, this Mei right above your head at any moment can just drop in wall you, punish you so hard. Very early wall from Speedily, but is this really going to accomplish much? Not looking like it.
I mean, that window is just going to unleash devastation on the front line if they're not careful. Oh, Blizzard committed by Toronto Defiant. Is anybody actually going to get frozen? Doesn't look like it. It was just a Blizzard on the payload, but with the help of the speed boost, Kellen got out of there scot-free. Only took a little bit of damage. Ultraviolet with a window of his own. Nice little double window there, but it doesn't matter. Kellen just dunks him, suplexes him into the floor. That Annihilation is good for 2 at least.
I feel like Lep's aggression is going so unpunished, especially against the Sojourn. It's like, as Sojourn, you're just not having the rails up consistently, and Lucio can just dance on your head, and he's not that threatened by you the way a hero like a Hanzo or a classic core hitscan would be able to just like threaten, you know, randomly poking your Lucio down and shutting him down. But Lep, I feel like he's responding really well to this comp choice, Hydron on the Sojourn, pressuring him all the time, like not making it easy for these backliners to just shoot away.
Right. Different approach from Toronto Defiant. Speaking of aggression, it's punished. Yeah, it has successfully been punished. Finally, Lep is dead.
I feel like
Defiant.
Yeah, that was a bit of a weird timing. Maybe he messed up his wall ride, like tried to go out in the open, should have just gone back to his team. But again, New York, they're gonna fight it 4v5. They showed willingness to play this way in the past.
Really like that.
However, Annihilation is so difficult to deal with in these types of situations.
I mean, still, if you're willing to fight a 4v5, you get a quick team wipe here. By the way, Lep is just... Yeah, he's
a silly guy.
Yeah, he's been a little silly with it. But now you've burnt the Annihilation, you can come back. Jake, we're on last fight territory here, and it's a very defendable point.
Yeah, this is a point. I mean, if New York win this fight, they're going to take the map. No question about it in my mind. They do have the ultimates to work with. Toronto lacking some of the crucial team fight. However, Overclock, I think, is one of the strongest ultimates. You know, when you have the Soldier, that's really that power spike you're looking to abuse.
A lot of hit markers on the Dragon Strike from Shockwave. Trying to define a forced out, but Creative ends up going down to just a seemingly random headshot. Psycho creating a lot of space with that Blizzard, but I think that's all it's really gonna do. No kills just yet. Sound barrier used against that Overclock, and Hydron once again just kind of being a bit quiet on the Sojourn now. And with Kellen on the point, especially with the Mei by his side, he's going to be good for at least for a little bit, waiting for Creative to come back. There's the window. Sound barrier is good though, and this is the time for Toronto Defiant to come alive. They need to find these kills, but Ultraviolent's already dead. Little healing now for Toronto, but it doesn't matter because Kalush is still on the point. They had to contest them being Excelsior, so you are splitting yourself up, and regardless of your Batiste going down, you're still very healthy in those situations. Toronto Defiant, they're on this last push. But remember, Excelsior did cap, and they've got a minute and 20 seconds to do so.
I feel like Speedily has been a huge difference maker on the Mei. Consistent opening picks with the right clicks, which is a very rare thing to do in this comp. You know, you need to find free damage and then finish them off. A lot of headshots from him, and it really is winning them fights there. He got the Blizzard to close it out as well. So Speed, he's gonna have to keep producing though, because no matter how well you played up to this point, this is a very difficult. Oh! That's a little bit lucky, but you know what? We take those. Shockwave just reads it perfectly, guessing when enemy Mei wants to come out of block.
No luck. Just counting in his head.
I mean, all right. I'm gonna say that's luck, but you know what? It's luck. It's always your skill. I'm sorry.
If you hit the shot, it's skill. If you missed, it was unlucky.
True. Facts. You're already you understand from being a professional player does.
Yeah.
That's pretty much how it works.
So true.
Dragon though could be really deadly. They're trying to kill Kellen. I don't know if that's gonna work.
Oh. I mean, Psycho's pretty far up. Same with Lep though. You're talking about being unpunished. Lep is that guy. There's the Blizzard, and look at Kellen just playing in the Blizzard with this Annihilation. The amount of AoE damage is just ridiculous. Hydron though, keeping it even. There's the Hydron we love to see. Double kill from the Overclock. Creative willing to stand up to him though, shooting through the window, almost taking down Hydron. Here's overtime, it's approaching. Excelsior backing up, just holding the fort.
It's anybody's game right here. I think that the double support ults are going to be really strong for Toronto, but can be hard to actually push in with the window. Like, sure, you can drop it down, but are you actually going to be able to, you know, like, go through that choke with it? That's a tougher test.
Oh, what a push up to the high ground! Triple push up to find the top right. Shockwave just caught unawares. A sound barrier is good for Toronto Defiant. They just melt through Excelsior's front line, and this is looking to be a completion if they can find these kills. Shockwave, a Dragon Strike from Spawn, but no one is dead just yet.
Nobody's dying.
Speedly on the Toronto Defiant has got a Blizzard, and they have to make this work. Kellen, Psycho still alive somehow, but they eventually get the kills. All it took was the Blizzard. Shockwave does find OG, but have they got the bodies, the manpower to actually get onto this point? I mean, Lep's being a bit cheeky there with it, trying to get onto the payload, trying to do some more work as Shockwave finds yet another kill, but Psycho just quite can't touch. That was looking so close with Shockwave picking up those kills, but it will be a double completion on Havana, a rare sight to see.
Incredibly close there. Hydron fighting a bunch of frags with that overclock, and then that jump into the window was such a sick heads-up play from Toronto. I talked about, you know, it's hard to sometimes use the window, but that's a great way to open things up, come in from that unexpected angle and take what should be a stronghold for the defense. Now it's my position. How do you like them apples? And, you know, an instant opening pick with the window. It's a great way to start the fight. I'm surprised that fight went so long, was so close. They had to come out with Speedily's Blizzard again to close out the fight. And it's all going to be decided where it began, here in the first point spawn camp. These first fights matter so much. But since you fight right in front of the spawn, this is a map where things can get weird, right? Even if you lose a fight, a lot of times you're going to be able to come out. You see Speedily with this Blizzard highlight to get that cleanup frag.
I mean, oh, the Shockwave was finding some nice kills. He killed the backline for the Toronto Defiant. If Psycho had managed to come out on the Tracer a little bit quicker, there's potential for stall, and there's
It was like almost possible, actually.
potential for a turnaround, but it will be the double complete. And like you said, it can get a little silly, a little weird, especially with only a single minute, considering how well both spawn camps have gone.
Yeah, I'm very worried about this. It's all up to these weird first-second cheeses. It's just a classic opener from New York. I don't know how much I like this. I think coming out of the spawn the normal way can be hard, but I think New York, they want to use every single second they have. They don't want to waste any time at all. Oh my god, big damage. Hold on,
Big
really
damage, forcing the lamp. Both lamps have been used.
No one's
but
looking, someone has to deal with him.
Heal Kaluge, and someone look at Shockwave for half a second. Speedy's already dead. I mean, surely now, unless Toronto Defiant come up with a kill, it looks like Kaluge is trying to make it even, but it's not to be. Kellen went for the trade there. He went to his backline, and then Kaluge tried to get the kill onto Creative, but it didn't end up working, and the spawn hold has been broken.
I mean, Shockwave went unaddressed there for way too long. I mean, sure you could pop out, get a couple shots off, but somebody has to respond to that. Just shoot back at him, you know? Like he's got no heals. He's gonna go back to the spawn, but no one did. And I think that little bit of oversight led to them rather dropping down in that resource game. I think maybe they were looking for a kill in the front line. Now Toronto off the high ground, still no ults in play. It's anybody's fight here.
Anybody's fight, it's just a complete neutral fight. Oh, but not anymore. A random icicle from Psycho kills Hydron. All your damage is basically gone. Look at this. And Keller just getting unbelievable value from the Nemesis form. The lamp's dead, and there goes the backline. Annihilation use?
This is a waste. It's actually a pretty big error.
Yeah. You already had the kills.
I mean, that fight was super over. That's kind of a huge throw, actually. But the late deaths in OT, I think this probably will be a first point cap. However, I think honestly, Kellen's mistake there, popping the Annihilation, means most likely Toronto's going to come out and just win the fight as soon as, just after the checkpoint. But still, capping first, you're feeling pretty okay about this.
Yes, you are.
And there's enough ults in play where things are going to get weird here. Like, you know, Toronto, they have to execute cleanly.
I mean, everybody's hitting Q in this fight.
Yeah,
that is what
this is where it's going to go down. I mean, if New York wins this fight, they're capping last. I'm calling it.
All right, okay. I believe it. We've already cussed them once.
Oh,
so,
this dragon, hold on. This is a very dangerous place.
Ooh, some cheese coming out. Big dragon
Toronto,
strike. Decent damage onto Hydra. Oh, Hydra was revealed by the Sonic Arrow. And Shockwave lands a headshot and a kill onto OG on the tail end of the dragon. You kidding me? How does Shockwave keep doing this? Okay, well, there you go. There's the fight one, Jake. Maybe a cap last then.
Yeah, well, all right. Toronto, they didn't pop any ults there. They got picked and they said, all right, let's scrap it. So they're not feeling too bad about it. It wasn't. I thought, you know, if every ult comes out and New York wins, then they're capping last. But this way, again, another reset. But I mean, New York, they're making so much progress. It's starting to feel desperate for the Toronto Defiant.
Well, Hydron, he's the only one without an ult right now. An overclock, big difference maker on that last point. I mean, Psycho, the big issue here is you're just funneling straight into this main blizzard if you are the Toronto Defiant. They're going to open it up with a window. And Shockwave again finds another kill.
And that's the OG he can't drop the beat now. That's huge. It's a crucial ultimate they need. And another one.
Shockwave.
Oh, no.
Another one. Just give it to him, bro. One, two, three. A little kill streak for Shockwave. A team kill. And Excelsior are going to keep the payload going. Second point is theirs. Toronto unable to just lay down a single ultimate. Apart from the window.
All falling apart, man. These ultimates, they were aging like fine wine. Now they're rotting in the cellar. As Toronto, they need to just do something really aggressive here, but they also have to be smart. If you lose this fight, things are getting worse and worse and worse.
Watch the dragon got for me. There's the damage. I mean, all eyes on Shockwave right now. He's creating ripples across the server.
He's been crushed. They're giving him so much respect right now.
Oh, yeah.
But is it too much respect?
Maybe. I mean, Hydron's now looking at him, and you got to. Annihilations, the beads, everything being used at once, and Kalush is actually isolated, but Shockwave finally, the carry is down. Annihilation later from Kalush here. There's no ults left, and it is Hydron on the high ground with some railgun shots that should put a pin in it. Overtime is gonna be done. Their spawn it's pretty close. If Kellen survives this, I will be shocked. But 5 points, a second point cap in the second round for Excelsior. That is unreal.
Shockwave straight player for stats coming up on Widow there. Like, no way, bro. That's just cap. Yeah, bro, let me 1v5. I mean, to be fair, you're not winning at anything there, but I think Tracer might have been a slightly more acceptable pick.
Mean, bro, you're playing for stats if you made it that far in OC, bro. Like, come on.
Yeah, I respect it. You know what? What he did this round, you give him some stats. Give him a little farm. But I mean, New York capitalizing
How realistic
so
is
well.
this?
And Shockwave, I mean, time and time again, he's going unaddressed on the Hanzo.
Yep.
Hydron, sure, he's been popping off with the overclocks, but that round, I mean, he didn't even get the overclock out until third point. Like, ugh, like that's such a terrible feeling. And now for New York, the advantage of being in this position, defending second. And here we get to see.
So here's the
this
Sonic
nasty
arrow.
shot.
He sees Hydron. Oh my.
But that shot is disgusting. I mean,
God,
like,
that
it's
shot.
one thing to see him coming, and then it's the boot from Lep into the Dragon that gets this kill on OG. I wondered how OG died. Great team play there from New York. I mean, and again, it was first point as well. Shockwave opened things up. So the downside here for Toronto is it's just so hard. New York, at any moment, they can give up fight after fight after fight, and then they just create that one fight where they've got the secured ults. They know for sure they can win it. Yes, it can go the other way, but especially with Sojourn, I feel like this comes more ult dependent. You don't have the sort of, you have less of the random pop-off potential of Hanzo.
You need to charge the railgun up. Sometimes that's pretty difficult, like you were saying. All right, TP forward, and Hydron's already used the slide, but
It's so telegraphed. I mean, they're being
good.
punished really quickly. Lep a little bit more careful this time. with
yeah,
his
he
flanking
is
attack.
out of.
And the drone already down from UV. It's kind of rough.
Speedly and Kalush caught in a vortex of sadness by the looks of it right now, with OG dead. 30 seconds for the Toronto Defiant on their attack, and yeah, of course, it's Shockwave putting his name on the board. These staggers won't mean a whole bunch, but still, OT spawns are going to tick that clock down even faster.
I will say it's not over yet. Probably no ult's going to be on the field yet, this team fight, except Ultraviolet's going to be the first one to window. That's probably more impactful than anything else. But this fight can very much be difficult just getting out of the spawn. Left, he's so annoying on that Lucio, really playing his life to the limit there.
Nemesis form already used by Kalush too. Annihilation coming out for Kellen. Just stall this fight out and you're going to get ults online. Shockwave already got that Dragons. Oh, but a nice shot, a body shot through the window onto Creative. It's going to open this one up for Toronto Defiant, but Jake, like you were saying, they do have fights to give here.
It has to be the team fight here. I mean, now it's just everyone from Titans, rather, just from Toronto, just play safe, stay alive here, don't give any more trades. But, you know, that does cost you the window. It's expected, you know, like that's how that fight was always going to go. Still, though, at any moment, right, Shockwave just finds that one opening pick and your push is pretty much over. There's big ults on the field, though. This is going to be a crucial fight about who gets more value, especially I'm eyes on those Blizzards, eyes on those Immortality fields from the Baptiste. Those are going to be super impactful. And Shockwave has another off angle. This has been deadly before.
There's the window. Do they know he's here? They should do. They're receiving a lot of arrows in the back, and Speedy's already dead. What a shot from Shockwave. Just give him another one, bro. Oh, the beat. He's probably going to die, but it's all good because the damage has been done. Excelsior take Havana and match point. The Toronto Defiant one map away from getting sent home.
Look, like, now we're looking at a point in the series where we are going to a push and we're going to a Koth, which I would say the map picks are actually less valuable here. So as we get to these last two, I think it's going to be more about individual playmaking. If anything, maybe Toronto want to take it to another forced dive map, potentially a place where New York's going to be forced to play Sombra. For New York's, I don't want to see them forcing this Hanzo in rough situations. Like, they look so good on it when they play Rush, but it doesn't mean it's going to work. Like, it didn't work at all in Blizzard World, and, you know, we could go to an Esperanza. That's maybe what I expect to see Toronto playing like a more dive-focused map. I want to see New York take the mirror. I think they can do it.
Well, it will be Toronto's map choice. This, of course, was Excelsior's. So we'll see if we do go to Esperanza. It'll make a lot of sense. Just you've got to shut Shockwave down, man. This guy's just an absolute menace on the Hanzo.
Yeah.
But he's carrying these OT fights for sure. 5-3 on Havana. That is ridiculous stuff. I mean, first day of the knockouts, what do you expect? I mean, these games have just been bangers. Toronto Defiant with a map pick after this break. Don't go anywhere. Maybe another map 5 on the table. All right, a couple of substitutions going into this next map is push. We got Sam back in. I'm sure he is chatting mad things in the voice chats. But we also have Sermajet coming in on support for the Toronto Defiant, and Fitz back to DPS.
So a double flex look probably coming in. I like keeping Lep on support here. I think just play, even if you're playing dive, right? Just play a Lucio-based comp. Maybe it fits on the Sombra. Like, I think this is where they do look like the strongest. Sermajet coming in, and is this the first time we've seen him this season? I think it might be. And new Queen Street makes sense, bringing in your double flex comp. We've seen the Outlaws run Ana Kiriko. We've seen Kiriko Moira. I think there are some teams playing Ana Zen. I've heard tell of the Scrimbucks. There's, I think, one team playing Ana Zen and doing well with it, but that's a very special team. So we can't say if that, I'd be more surprised, I think, because usually you'd be running stuff like Wrecking Ball with that, which I don't think is really Kaluja's wheelhouse. I'm not sure what look we're going to see from Toronto Defiant. This seems like some kind of ace up their sleeve, though, so, you know, it better work for them. Well, or they're getting eliminated and not going to the mid-season madness. It better work for them. So.
I mean, it's rough going to this game mode as well. Toronto Defiant are currently 0-5 on push this season, so... Ooh. Yeah, they've not won a single one.
That's but yikes for me, dog.
New Queen Street.
But Excelsior lost even more here.
Yeah, that's true. Hang on a second here. Someone's going to win their first New Queen Street this season. I mean, yeah, it's not looking great for Toronto in terms of this game type. But hey, I mean, if New York haven't won either, then you're all good. And double flex would be kind of cool to see, honestly. Sermajet, I believe this is the first time we are seeing him this season. It was really funny. I remember Sermajet, he tweeted out, I think yesterday or the day before, a picture of him in Newcastle in the UK.
I'm like, that might be a draw.
Where did blood go? Where did blood go?
He's been posting pictures like of Toronto and like stock photos. Like, I'm here, guys. I just love the city.
What?
Like, wait, where are you
doing, bro?
I believe he might still be stuck in visa hell, unfortunately. That's where he really is at. We don't know where.
We don't know.
But
he's not on your camera right
mentally.
now. There he is.
Yeah. It's definitely a no player camp situation here. But I'm a little worried for Toronto. The way that last map went, mentally, that's got to be rough. That was a bit of a beatdown with New York's overtime cap. That is so brutal. And Shockwave was lighting it up against him. I mean, Shockwave, he's chilling on the bench. Let him cool off. He was overheating in that game. I mean, he was gone to incredible levels, white hot, you might even say.
Yeah, he's gonna melt the snow on New Queen Street.
Yeah. This makes sense though. Fitz, okay, bring out the Sombra player. Right. I almost wish, to be honest, I kind of wish we saw this look on Blizzard World. Like, you know, maybe Fitz on the Sombra would have looked a little bit better. It's easy to say that in hindsight. I think the Hanzo did look really strong for most of the map. It was just that second point. You really want a Sombra.
Well, we're going to New Queen Street. It's Toronto Defiant's last chance here to keep them in the knockouts for a chance to go to mid-season madness. Very few spaces are available. You saw in the break there, of course, some of the Atlanta Reign lads have already made it to Korea, so they'll be chilling, vibing, hanging out for a little bit, and then back to the grind, getting in the scrim room real quick. And obviously these teams want to join them over in Korea. Now Toronto need to find a way back, and well, we're in Toronto on this map, so yeah.
Yeah, it's a nice advantage. Oh, it's home turf, guys.
Home turf, guys.
No, it's a nice advantage though for Houston and Atlanta. They're just sitting back. They're watching all these games, all the potential opponents. They're giving up all their tricks here, and they've got to with intense games like this. You can't hold anything back. You don't have like that. You
can't hold it back until the mid-season madness because you might not even make it.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Like, these teams, they're not. You're not even thinking about the tournament until you qualify for it. Right? You just want to go to Korea. That's what's in all their minds. And Toronto Defiant backs against the wall. Might be burning up those plane tickets real soon if things don't change. And New York, don't play this, please. Okay, if they could just play Rush. They're just gonna play Rush on this map. I have not honestly seen this, but I could see it working. I don't hate it.
Oh yeah, there you go. All right, Rush versus the Sombra Tracer Dive for Toronto Defiant. I really like it. Again, double flex support means you can put Sermajet on someone like Kiriko. His aim is kind of wacky. It's nutty, some would say. So very mechanically gifted player who can
bad
really
jump.
Speed.
He's dead.
Surely, right? Vortex is good.
Great
Anti-8's massive from Ultraviolet there.
But everyone's running. I don't think there's any kind of follow-up. So, all right, New York Excelsior already looking scary. I just see a team playing Rush. It's London Spitfire.
I think that's safe to assume. Still good. But Fitz on this long straightaway too.
Like, so got to dive charge on. Oh, big nade. Again from UV, but
no follow-up.
All right, this is getting a little weird. Getting a little suspicious.
Wow, nice sleep onto Fitz. Surmajet there? No. Beautiful lamp from Creative. Just
New
in the
York is
X-ray vision.
capping. I mean, nothing is happening, but New York is capping. Oh
Okay.
my god.
Oh
Yuvi's like,
my,
fine, I'll
almost
do it
hit that.
myself.
Yeah, wow, I saw...
the punches.
I literally saw UV in player cam. There was like, he's one, please kill him. I can't do more as the other.
Isolated, but no bubble.
Oh, okay. First kill.
Kalush is caught potentially.
First 2 kills. Oh, Kalush had to jump over the top. Creative with the double.
Gunning him down.
So nice.
Pew, pew, pew. And look how much progress already. I mean, they might get the checkpoint off the first
There's
fight.
no way they get checkpoint up first.
Oh, Toronto are boom, man. I'm calling it right now. Toronto are mental boom. Actually, this is looking so bad. Like, the way that fight went, it's just like chaos, right? Like, opening after opening, and yet none of them could be capitalized on. So many big nades, and there's just no follow-up, no dives. Kalush is under so much pressure from the rush comp.
Pulse bomb to Speedly. Oh, wait, that didn't land? Okay, killed the lamp though, all good. Fitz does end up going down with the help of that damage from Pulse. Kalush nanoed in the small room. You can't really go in there. You're going to have to deal with a Ramantra first. Jumps up to the high ground to briefly meet Excelsior, but that's about it. Robot is now moving in their favor. Even Kalush forcing the block onto Psycho, but it shouldn't matter. This rush comp is just so good. You stick together on the high ground, you're waiting for Kalush to come to you.
They are
That's more than
getting
happy.
a bit surrounded here, though. It's starting to look a little bit funky.
Oh, wait, Psycho just got played, actually. Another
Style
beautiful
bomb.
nade by Ultraviolet, forces the lamp, and now
Oh, that-
Speedly can just get to work with a back of the head headshot by Fitz. A sound barrier for Excelsior to keep themselves in this one. Psycho didn't receive it. I think he's still coming back from the spawn point. But Excelsior are doing a fantastic job just kind of holding on. Even Surmajet ripping his own
Everybody
ultimate.
jumped away, though. Everybody
kind of running away. And Surmajet dies.
Oh,
that is disaster.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah.
I'm not a pro player anymore. I don't have to. Oh.
Jake.
I don't have to stay up late
right now,
all
actually.
night in bed staring at the ceiling and thinking about this Kitsune Rush. The travesty that just was. Everybody runs away, and then you climb up with your fast movement speed about to throw some laser to the head, man.
First game of the
feel
season
good.
2 for Surmajet.
They give him the cap. Oh.
They gave him the cap.
New York's just sticking to their guns. They're like, you know what?
EMP. Even for the lamp, though.
Big time. Oh.
They do trade. I mean, that pulse was speedily landed this time, but he's all on his loads. Oh, the endothermic blast are not quite reaching. Get him, get him. I mean, the problem is now for a Defiant, they've got the nano, yes, but they can easily, there's an answer for Excelsior. They have the Annihilation, they have the Blizzard, they have the checkpoint, Jake. Kalush is just getting bullied, but Speedly's still putting in work, getting numbers, getting kills, and that's what's going to be important. A double kill from Tracer. Like, wow, maybe
Speedly,
triple.
he's cleaning up. But, I mean, to be honest, you're exactly right. Toronto, they look flat. They look like just unconvincing on this dive comp. Even when they are getting kills, it feels like New York is constantly pressuring the objective. The ults aren't really banking up for Toronto. They don't really have like a clear way back into the series. I really like Fitz over to the summer. This is Atlanta style of rush comp that has worked really well for them. There's so much pressure right now on UV. I think he's got to find some kind of huge nade. Not because of anything else he's missing, but they just need some of that X factor.
Nade into the window, missed. Nano boost on to Kalush. He just
He is not alive anymore.
obliviated, bro. What is he? Like, what is happening? What is happening right now? Oh, dear.
It's painful. It's rough to watch, guys. This series is done. I'm calling it. You're the coach, you're in the back room, you're like, oh boy, it ain't looking good. Because this is just a scrappy game, and to be honest, when you're in that kind of game, New York is just like, you know what, screw it guys, we're comfortable on this comp, let's play it. I wonder how much anyone has really practiced Rush on this map, but Toronto, they come out with this like, okay, we're gonna completely change it up, we're gonna play something totally new, bring in a player we haven't used before. It's just, that hurts.
Oh my god.
Giant EMP. But wait, Kalush lives? Okay, hold on.
Pops the primal, all good. Psycho gets pulse, pops the block, but now's the beat. Oh, Kalush, that sucks. I mean, leaping with the primal rage
okay, he slips
there,
out.
keeps the annihilation going for a couple of seconds.
That's too early. That's too early.
Way too early.
Kalush
Defiant
is not
cannot
ready.
follow up with this. Kalush couldn't get in, but now Surmajet to try and find something in this fight is going to pop that Kitsune Rush. Kellen getting trolled by his own teammate there. Get blocked by Psycho. Didn't go down though, so all good. Trading of ultimates here, but Excelsior, they still have the lead by 50 plus meters.
Yeah, and for New York, I mean, they don't mind stalling things out, slowing things down.
What is left?
Wait, left? Hold on, bro. Little bro, don't go there.
What's little bro doing?
What is he doing? All right, they're feeling themselves a little bit on New York. I don't feel bad about that. You know, like, all right, let's swag on them a little bit. Like, that is the way you want to go down. Oh, Creative is manning
no
up.
way.
This is an alpha male Baptiste. Goodness gracious.
If Speedly goes down there, that's
that would have been actually one of the swaggiest kills of all time.
Yeah,
they
that's
they both thought the other one was going to shoot the lamp. Hey, Fitz can't escape.
Anyway,
still in the car.
Reset.
This game is wonky. This is a funny and silly one. I'm here for it. I'm here for it. But I feel like, you know, once again, we're in the same situation where you got just the nano boost. Like, didn't work out last time. Kalu's just going to jump in and get, like, instantly melted. I'm pretty sure that's what's going to happen here. They do have the cleanse from Shrimmerjet, so it's not actually that straightforward to deal with the nano Winston.
Yes, he can't get blown up instantly. Manual hack on Creative. Oh!
Got it.
Lep and Creative just
he pulled out his sidearm.
Him.
Chop him up.
Please
sleep with the fishes tonight.
Good kill onto Creative, but I mean, it's not really going to matter. They did use the Blizzard to try and counter the Nano Winston. I'm not sure it mattered all too much as Kalush was pretty much dead anyway, and the bot is just reset to a neutral position again.
Yeah, again, I mean, that's not a bad fight, actually, for Toronto. I think Psycho kind of wasting his mail here. And now the scrappiness of the game feels like it's swung back a bit towards Toronto. New York, they've missed a couple opportunities, I think, here to kind of get the game further in their favor. Although still, you'd much rather be New York in this situation. Just,
oh, look at him.
All you got to do is defend, and Fitz is giving all the intel right now.
Collusion, Speedly. Oh, they made the leap away. Unbeknownst to them, Fitz was waiting to unleash the EMP. Oh no, he's chilling. Nice EMP. Kalush needs the support. Suzu's good. Straight into the Primal Rage, and there's the beat, but Psycho doesn't receive it. In fact, was booped away by the Primal, so no sound barrier for him. Means no staying alive. EMP available from Toronto Defiant, but look at this stall. Dude's just hanging out in a corner shop right now. He's just getting beaten up.
Yeah,
very unfortunate.
Isolated by the EMP though. No way to save him from that. And I think Toronto could be getting back into this game right here. I mean, I was doubting them so heavily, but now they're probably going to cap the checkpoint. These are going to be very late deaths on the supports. And you're looking at a scenario now where New York, they're going to be fighting just to hold on to the lead. Fitz going back to the Sojourn. I don't mind this. They looked a little bit more lost with the Sombra comp, maybe a little too defensive, not having enough threats on that Porcupine. You know, you want to be scary. If you're just holding down that position, locking down defensively, you want to have some kind of one-shot threat that these enemy divers have to be scared of. And Fitz is very deadly on the Sojourn.
There's the rush from Surmashed. Instant annihilation. I kind of like that from Kellen, but can he withstand on this point? Checkpoint acquired by Toronto Defiant. Annihilation is ticking so many people from the Toronto Defiant right now, but a good sleep will signal the end of that fight. Toronto Defiant making their way back into this one, and they are going to take the lead.
Hold on. New York Excelsior sticking with the comfort picks. Toronto, it took them a while to kind of, I think, find their tempo with this new comp that they have not run yet so far in this series, but now that's been coming together, Kellen over to the Winston, it's New York who's making desperation swaps, and honestly, this is not looking good for them. You never want to be in this situation making desperate swaps when you're already falling behind 1 minute on the clock. I mean, that's a bit rough.
Oh, whoa, hello, Colin. Hey, just giving
jumping right through us.
There. What's up? All right, nice dive into the backline. Wow. Ultraviolet did not stand a chance. Surmashed maybe with no Swift Step or Suzu to try and save his Patriot. And, well, the problem is now, yeah, like you said, Jake, with only a minute to go, there's a good 20 meters that separates Excelsior from taking the lead. So they need to be perfect up until this point. Okay, Ultraviolet is actually on the Moira instead.
I like it.
More survivability.
This is the right pick. This is the right pick. I think these two heroes, you know, allows the Kiriko to be a little bit more free, playing the flanks, being very aggressive because, yeah, you're not really needing to carry your other support when she's a Moira. She's going to be fine. Fitz hunting for Sam's TP right now. I don't know if he's found it yet. He's going to have to come back and take a team fight. Sam's EMP could end the game right now. If this is a big dive, Lep doesn't get the beat off quick enough, it's going to be trouble.
Back onto Collusion and then going through, and Sam sets up the CMP. Everybody's kind of huddled up together right now. Excelsior, they've got 13 seconds to go to try and reclaim this robot as Toronto Defiant are committing Grand Theft Bot right now. They're just stealing it away underneath their noses. There's the EMP, hits 4, it's good. Collusion dead, counter EMP, hits 3 though. Fitz, Psycho, Lep, very, very low, but they are able to keep themselves up. That EMP from Sam, quite late as Kalush already died. It could be the tool that they really need to turn this one, but Excelsior still need to win back-to-back fights here, Jake.
And the fact that Lep is able to hold onto this sound barrier, yes, you've got ults coming out, but with the OT spawns, right, Speedily is not alive yet. I mean, he's just respawning right now. This is going to be a tense final fight. Sam setting up his TP behind. They need to find some kind of early dive or play really well around the Kiriko wall. This Primal could be deadly. The Primal is one of the most difficult things to survive when you are playing the Kiriko Moira.
Pressure's on for Toronto Defiant. They need this map to actually take them to a map number 5. There's the beat. Although Ultraviolet's already dead. No coalescence available, and Subashed is super low. He's still got a Suzu, but there's so little healing now available for Toronto. They do even it up with a kill onto Creative, but I mean, Excelsior, they're just batting them away from the bot. They need to also get on this point, keep it contested with Kalush dead. Ultraviolet may be back, yes, but Excelsior are pushing for the win.
And they've
4
got it
meters
right
to go.
There's no way.
Ultraviolet might get back, but I don't think it's going to be. Excelsior just need to kill one. UV dead. Excelsior make the comeback. A 3-1. Toronto Defiant knocked out.
All right, I'm not calling it clean. This was anything but a clean final map. But New York, they don't care. They're going to be laughing all the way to the bank, taking that win 3-1. And Toronto Defiant, how the mighty have fallen. A team that had such high hopes going into the season. And I mean, they made it to the knockout stage, but no further. New York Excelsior opened the season. Did they open 0-5? I mean, they had such a bad start to the season. They had an even worse start than Toronto, but they found their stride. They found the look, their team color that suits them. And for Toronto, this has to hurt. This has to be really painful. This was, you know, New York, I don't really see them being a team that's going to like make it super far in the knockout stage. Honestly, it wasn't that great of a match for them. But to take a win over Toronto Defiant, this looks so bad for their season. They're going to have to go back to the drawing board.
I mean, this is Subashed's first game of this season too, and it's a knockout map. They needed to win. It looked good. They almost had the victory, but it was just that key pick at the end. Just killing Ultraviolet so close to Coalescence. That just cannot happen. But Excelsior, it feels like they are going from strength to strength though. Even with I think people questioning with Fitz jumping over to support, it's actually working out very well.
Well, the one time he did, it did not work out.
Not in this series.
I will say.
Okay,
but in general, I think Shockwave, I think Fitz on DPS and Shockwave on DPS. I like it more just having to play different DPS. I do think they're going to have some trouble when they really need to bring out the Brig. But honestly, I think what we saw in that last map was like, they can make it work with Lep on the Lucio. Maybe that'll be a liability in certain spots. Like there are those maps like Blizzard World where the Brig is just dominant. You really need it. And I think honestly, they're just going to have to figure out a way to bring out Sombra in those situations. Maybe Shockwave, he talked about expanding his hero pool in an interview. If we could see that from him, that could eliminate one of these key weaknesses for New York. But Toronto, they just looked lackluster, committing to so many bad fights in the series, not having the confidence, I think, especially losing that rush mirror from such a great start on Havana.
I mean, the EMP fight there, I mean, maybe it just sealed the deal. Maybe that was the final nail in the coffin. Kellen, though, is going to be your player of the match for today. 41 minutes played, very low deaths, and you kind of expect that from a Ram, to be fair. But unbelievable amount of damage and eliminations too. I mean, we talked about how Shockwave's just popping off, but Kellen was the consistent factor in the series today, staying in for the entire time on tank. And wow, what a performance by him so far. And I think it feels like a bit of a resurgence for Kellen too. I think a lot of players on New York Excelsior, they've had their ups and they've had their downs. Like even Shockwave was on Philadelphia
until here.
Right, like Philadelphia, he was on Philadelphia Fusion for a while and he was kind of competing with spots with Carpe and like other legendary players, and he was on the Vancouver Titans, one of the more standout players on that team. He's shown up here. I'm excited for New York.
Yeah, they put some great pieces together. I think Kellen, I'm glad he got player of the match here. We didn't talk about him too much in the series, honestly, because he's playing a very much like the backbone role for the team. He's staying there. He's the guy who does his job. But weren't many mistakes for him this series, where Kalush, we saw him getting caught off a little bit more often. It was Kellen who was more consistent, having some of those great team fights, trading 3 ults for 1 and things like that. So Kellen, an impressive, consistent performer, very flexible. You're not worried about any hero he brings to the table. So great looks from New York Excelsior. Definitely could be a threat going into this tournament.
Consistency is what you need in the knockouts. We've got 2 more elimination games after this break. Do not go anywhere. The desk is going to tee you guys up and break that last match down. We'll see you in a bit.
Listen, they have coal. They have coal. Okay, shoot first.
touch point first.
I try cancel.
More.
Nice.
Holy shit!
That's left screaming. I recognize that. Dude, he's hype. They should be. They should.
Korean word.
I mean, they played to not get eliminated, not go out of the knockout, and that means that they are
Generally what you
live to
wanna do.
fight another day, which is super exciting. So yeah, better be hyped. Toronto Defiant.
Yikes.
Team USA. Woo!
It's fine. Come back stronger, Toronto.
I wanted to believe so badly, but you lost any and all support I had for you after you dropped Havana. I'm not gonna lie, like that one I took personal. Let's talk about the match though, because I mean, one of the things which obviously stood out, which is something you touched on, Jonathan, of course, heading into this game, was Shockwave going absolutely ham sandwich there, Danny. Like you were losing your marbles watching him.
I think that map Havana is where like Toronto just mental boomed after losing. Like they played it so close. They were spawn camping and then overtime hit, and then New York just went all the way. And I think New York throughout the whole map, I think they just had the upper hand. I think they played a lot more with confidence, like Jake and Jaws were saying. And I think just them winning every mirror fights, I think it was what allowed New York to win the whole match overall in general.
I mean, it's demoralizing, like you said, losing Havana in this fashion. But also, Toronto probably knew that they had to win Havana, considering how bad their push record is, right? So now you're like, oh, well, I guess we gotta go win on push. They were actually pretty close. I mean, Jake, I'm gonna call you out. You called this series over at like 5:30.
5:30. It was 5:20.
Oh, this game is over. And then Toronto turned it around and took the lead.
I had no faith. After the way those first fights went, there's like 3 big nades from Ultraviolet that like nobody even attempted to dodge.
Well, you still would have been wrong if Toronto
Yeah, but I wasn't wrong.
maintained their lead. I wanted you to curse them. I wanted you to curse them so bad. It was so unjustified.
I also cursed Toronto. I gave Toronto a nice caster curse on Havana. I was like, they have to win after this. I mean, this is so easy for them, right? After they hit that huge.
I mean, no way New York is pushing an OT and they win. Yeah.
It's not gonna happen. There's no way, guys. So I was firing caster curses left and right. I think we can call that even. That was a fair game caster curse situation.
All right, it's okay. So both got cursed. Thank you so much, Jake. Now New York will of course play the loser of Washington and Boston. Given the playstyle that they have established for themselves, who do you think they would have a better chance against?
Ooh, I don't think it matters. They'll lose either of those teams.
Whoa.
No, I don't agree with you. I think Boston is like firmly the better team between Washington and Boston. But I think New York Excelsior could like upset Washington Justice a little bit. You catch Washington on the
like
run.
you just upset.
Yeah, I mean
Washington has been inconsistent.
they've beaten them in the past, like convincingly.
Yeah,
so
it was
like
3-0.
they could do them again. Yeah, they could do it again.
Yeah.
If anything, Washington's a bit more of a rush team. Right? So maybe if Washington drops down, it'd be more of a rush mirror series, and if Boston drops down, it'll be Boston trying to force dive all the time. But I do think maybe you'd rather have the mirror series because that higher seed getting map pick on you. Boston's going to pick, even if they lose all of your picks, they're going to pick 3 dive maps. You're going to have to win one of those. It's going to be tough.
Tough indeed. For now, however, New York are in it, and Danny is ready. Beautiful twirl.
Wow.
Nice.
Keep it going. Right the momentum.
Send
There we
right
go.
there.
I'm sending, and off he goes. For a winner's interview with Creative.
Creative! That is right, Zoe. I got Creative here after a convincing win against the Toronto Defiant. All right, so this was, of course, a very important match for the New York Excelsior. What was your game plan going into today's match, Creative? 자, 오늘 일단 승리를 축하드리면서 굉장히 중요한 경기였습니다. 오늘 졌으면 이제 끝이 날 뻔했는데 다행히 이겨서 일단 기분이 좋으실 것 같은데 오늘 경기 좀 어떻게 준비를 하셨나요?
되게 토론토가 경기하는 거 보고 좀 저희도 실제로 지기도 했고 전 경기에서 좀 걱정되긴 했는데 다행히 대회에서 저희가 연습 기량 이상으로 잘 해낸 거 같고 서로 잘 믿고 해준 거 같아가지고 이긴 것 같아요.
I think playing against Toronto, we've played them before and we've watched them play before as well, and in the regular season, I mean, a couple of weeks ago, we played against them and we lost before. I think what it came down to was us just performing better during in the tournament setting, playing better than how we played in practice. And I think that's how we got the win against Toronto Defiant. Now, I feel like New York, I think these couple of weeks you guys have been improving. I think we all just saw like how better you guys are now. Do you feel more confident, would you say, in your gameplay coming into the tournament? 자, 두 번째 질문으로 이제 제가 개인적으로 봤을 때 요즘 뉴욕이 되게 실력이 는 것뿐만이 아니라 조금 더 자신감이 있는 플레이가 좀 많이 보인 것 같아요. 크리에이티브 선수. 이게 좀 맞는 동의를 하시나요? 좀 그렇게 자신감 있게 좀 더 경기를 해야겠다는 좀 얘기가 오갔는지 아니면 좀 자신감 있게 더 플레이를 했다고 생각을 하시나요?
저도 그거에 동의를 하긴 합니다. 선수들이 기죽지 않고 자신감